everybody. I hope you're going well. Today I'm just going to analyze a game that I played in my tournament in France. I didn't play the first round because I got an exempt, so it does actually mean that I won without playing any games. So I already started the second round and I played against the 2100 rated with the white pieces. So I played knight f3, he played knight f6, g3, g6, b3 in order to play bishop b2 against bishop g7. Bishop g7, bishop b2, castles, bishop g2, and c5. c5 is pretty interesting. If I play c4, we are going to play in English openings. I'm actually quite interested with this choice. He played d6 and here I castled. Actually, playing d4 is quite strong because after d4, I just opened the whole position and actually I'm just going to put all my pieces like in the typical Sicilian style, but without the troubles from the Sicilian defense because the bishop is on d7 and he won't actually have any counterplay against me. So but I didn't play d4. I played castles. He played d5, so okay, d3 in order to prevent e4, knight e6, knight c3, and he played a6. h6. h6 is quite dubious, I'd like to say. Actually, a better move was probably just rook b8 in order to play b5, or a6 in order to play b5. a6 rook b8, for example, or rook e8, bishop e6, or bishop g4, something like this. But okay, he played h6, so I decided to play e3 in order to prepare some eventual d4 pushes. He played bishop f5, I played a3 in order to play b4 after knight d5. And here he made something very special. He played queen d7. So queen d7 is actually a pretty standard plan in order to go on h3 and then trying to mate me. But there is one typical defensive way in order to approach bishop h3. There is actually to play rook e1 with the idea that after bishop h6, I would just go back and somehow the pieces are a bit misplaced because the bishop is not doing anything more. And this kind of moves, I would just play knight d5 and it will be still complicated but quite okay for me. But okay, my opponent decided to play bishop g4, so okay, queen c2. I just go out of the pin. Right now you're just having quite a bad position. He played a knight h7 in order to go back and to push f5. So I decided to play knight d5 because the knight is not controlling d5 anymore. He played f5 and here I decided to play b4. The idea of b4 is to play b5 and try to find some counterplay on the queen side because we have a typical King's Indian defense style type of position. So I decided to play the same kind of plans that the white are usually playing in this position. So he played rook e8. Now rook e8 is for me a bit strange. Probably rook d8 was stronger in order to prepare some e4 or in order to after b5 to play knight d7 and trying to push d5, for example. But okay, he played rook e8. I played b5. Knight d8. Actually, I think knight d7 was a bit better in order to trade and not having so much problems because I do have much more space than my opponent. But okay. I played a4 in order to play a5 and a6, then trying to open up the position. He played knight a6, I played a5, and he played g5. So the idea of g5 is just to push f4 or e4, but I decided to play a6 and go further with my plan. He pushed on b6, and right now I do have a choice to make. The bishop is very misplaced, and I want to play h3 in order to put the bishop out of the way. And you see, this is the kind of position that is quite interesting for me. So I decided to play knight d2 in order to activate my bishop. And here he made a mistake, and I responded very badly to this mistake. He played f4, and here I made a mistake, and then he made a blunder, and I also blundered. So actually I missed a win here. Here the best move is bishop e4. The idea is that I want to push f3, bishop there, g4. And if you're taking there, for example, knight takes, I'm threatening the bishop and bishop c6. So the best move is probably king h8. And after f3, bishop there, g4, bishop f7, I will just play, I don't know, bishop f5 in order to pin, and the next moves are actually e4, and the position is quite interesting and quite good for me. And every time my opponent is taking, I always take back with the knight in order to go back with the bishop and go on e4 with the knight. So, but I blundered. I played already f3, and f3 I thought, yes, but my opponent would just go back, this. Okay, this is probably a draw because everything is closed and something like this is never a problem because I will be faster than him. Here he made a blunder, and I underestimated his blunder. He took on e3, and actually I saw the move, and for me the position was actually problematical for me, but I just missed the win. I can just take the bishop, and it is like I saw that taking the bishop was completely winning for me, but I really thought that I am missing something, and then that taking with the rook is just more aggressive in order to put the rooks there and try to attack. But this is just a blunder. Actually, the point is that after taking, I will just take there and just a pawn up, and he cannot attack the pawn anymore. If you play knight f6 in order to attack the pawn, I will just trade and win some material. So he has to play, for example, queen d8 in order to prevent this with knight f6. So I have to play knight e3 in order to go on e5 and trying to activate my bishop. Knight f6, probably queen d2 in order to defend the pawn. Knight d4, queen d1, and I'm just controlling everything. And during the game, when I still saw the position, I didn't saw knight d4. I was like, yeah, after this position, I'm just better because he cannot attack the pawn. But for me, it was a bit unusual to play this type of position, and I don't know why. I really thought I told myself that I would play this position, but after he took on e3, I was like, nah, I will just take with the rook and play more solid lines. But after bishop h5, I started to make a mistake, and this is quite a strong mistake. And I played a move, and I automatically started to hate this move. I played g4. I played g4. This is such a stupid move. Like, I won't use this bishop ever in my life after this move g4. Like, you're playing ready openings. You still know that blocking a bishop is a bad move. And for me, I would just have enough activities in order to activate my bishop. But my opponent played perfectly. I played, what did I play? I played knight d4 in order to activate everything. Knight f6, I traded. And I was really ready to push f4, but I didn't have quite the best way to play. And somehow I just saw that I would lose a pawn and queen g4 check will be a problem. So I understood that g4 was a pretty strong mistake. I play rook e1, queen h7, and right now for me the position is completely losing. For me, I saw a way to defend, but actually, I don't know if it's good or not. I just remember that I forgot that I lost my sheet, and I don't know what is going on after this. I played h3, I remember, in order to try to play this kind of position where I sack the exchange, but then somehow everything is closed. And we did reach this kind of position, and this is where I remember, then I don't remember at all. I just know that in this position we played, I don't know, probably 60 moves, and he somehow managed to open here, and I just missed some plans with going here with the queen in order to attack the pawns. So that's the reason why he had to go back. For example, yeah, we had this kind of position here. Yeah, we had a position like this. Yeah, this is exactly this, something like this, and the king was there, for example, and we continued to shuffle. No, wait. How is it? Bishop h4. This rook h6 and something like this. And somehow the position was completely losing for me, but I had to go further with my queen checks, and I didn't do that. I just remember that I lost the game, and actually I won't show you the rest because I don't remember the rest. It is just to show you that during the game I just could play a good move, and for me the position wasn't good because I saw bishop e4, but I just didn't understand why putting the bishop out of this triangle would be good enough. But after, I don't know, after knight f6 I was like, oh no, I'm just losing, but I just forgot that I could just go on c6. So this is how the game went. I lost this first game with the white pieces, but somehow I understood that I could, even though I lost, I understood that I started the tournament pretty correctly because I could calculate quite easily. I didn't felt so tired, so for me it was quite okay. But okay, it's still a problem to start with a loss. I have to come back in the second round. So if you don't want to miss the second round, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Take care.